too good to be true. A car that runs on nothing but water. And all kinds of water will do. River, rain or sea, they all make this car mobile. Even tea works.
They paved paradise, put up a parking lot with a pink hotel, a boutique and a swinging hot.
An ambitious Japanese company called Genpax came out in 2004 with startling announcements.
The main characteristic of this car is that no external input is needed. The car will continue to run for as long as you have a bottle of water inside for you to add from time to time.
Months later, the company dissolved mysteriously and released this statement on their website. We need to retrench and reassess our resources and our development plans at this time, and we are accordingly closing our website. Did Genpax really mismanage their resources, or were they suppressed? Former Forbes journalist Benjamin Fulford thinks they stumbled upon a known but forbidden technology.
Oil is an obsolete energy technology. You can burn water. You separate out the hydrogen and burn it, and this whole nonsense about how you have to put in more energy than you get out is just not true. There are many ways to get at least 4 or 5 times more energy out of it than you put in. The Japanese, a senior Japanese politician, told me they had this technology for more than 30 years.
10 years earlier, a backyard inventor made similar claims.
A local inventor has discovered a way, hear this, to use water to run your car.
And I don't care if you use rainwater, well water, city water, ocean water. If you don't have any fresh water, go ahead and use snow. If you don't have any snow available to you, then use salt water because there's no adverse effect to the fuel cell.
Stan Meyer mysteriously died before his inventions reached the market. His last words, "They poisoned me." In the 1930s, a scientist, Dr. Royal Rife, claimed to have created a device that could cure any disease. The device was denied validation from the FDA. Dr. Rife died penniless and embittered. Matthew Thies of Northridge, California, contracted Lyme disease in 1991 while on a nature hike.
I've been sick for 20 years, and I've tried antibiotics, I've tried antidepressants, I've tried psychoanalysis, heavy metal detoxification. They gave me painkillers. I tried Chinese medicine even, but it took, I think, 20 years of sickness, and then the last year I found the Rife machine. So it was hard to come by. I did not get the Rife machine from my doctor, no. I bought it from 2 places. You can't buy the stuff that you connect yourself to the machine with from the same company that sells you the machine. You have to buy the machine separately because it's illegal. The FDA says you can't do that. I mentioned to my doctor that I was using a Rife machine, but he had to completely disregard the statement, and he couldn't make any comment on it because he can lose his license for recommending or not recommending a Rife machine. It's illegal. My doctor could even see the effects of my rifing when it comes to how it affects my joints, how it affects my pain, and how it affects things that are discernible in tests, including elevated heart rate, blood pressure, you name it. It's discernible changes that are done to my body after rifing. It's a cheap, effective therapy. In Germany, it's legal for a doctor to prescribe Rife therapy because the governments in Europe make it legal because they pay for all the medical costs. They want it to be cheap and effective. It makes sense. Why doesn't everyone have a Rife machine? Because this technology is actively being suppressed. I have 3 different therapies I use. Primarily the Rife machine, the oxygen chamber, the mild hyperbaric oxygen therapy, HBOT, and then infrared sauna in my bedroom.
San Franciscan physician John Richardson encountered a similar struggle after he claimed to have developed an inexpensive treatment for cancer in the late 1950s.
A control for cancer is known, and it comes from nature, but it is not widely available to the public because it cannot be patented.
I discovered that they weren't interested in finding a cure for cancer unless it was profitable.
After researching the work of John Richardson, Jason Vale decided to give this alternative treatment a try.
You see, at 18 years of age, Jason was diagnosed with terminal cancer.
There was a big tumor the size of a grapefruit.
Jason, exhausted with conventional medicine, decided to try a new and different approach.
I consider this medicine the right medicine.
And that medicine is the reason Jason may be facing up to 20 years behind bars.
I bought cases of peaches, and I would just pound the peaches open with a hammer.
Jason heard that eating the pits of apricots and peaches could be a cure for cancer.
Today, the FDA has made it illegal for U.S.-based doctors to prescribe this treatment. Sometimes, even raw materials are suppressed.
Hemp, Cannabis sativa, the old standby cordage fiber, is staging a strong comeback. Spinning American hemp into rope yarn or twine, rope for marine rigging and towing, and parachute webbing for our paratroopers. In 1942, patriotic farmers, at the government's request, planted 36,000 acres of seed hemp, an increase of several thousand %. The goal for 1943 is 50,000 acres of seed hemp.
In 2009, an Irish company claimed to have made a free energy generator using magnets.
6 years on, what we're doing is we're launching that technology. We're launching it with public demonstrations. People can come and see the technology. They can watch it stream from our website, stjohn.com.
What you're seeing here is basically an Orbo-powered motor. We have an energy reservoir, which in this case is a battery. This is feeding electrical energy into coils around the system, and the system operates very much like a traditional electric motor. What is unique about this versus any other motor is that the amount of electrical energy that we're drawing from the reservoir is substantially less than the work done by the rotor.
When they rolled out the technology to the public, this is what happened.
We screwed up. I should say specifically, I screwed up.
Today, Storn continues to operate as a private laboratory, but strangely, hasn't attempted another demonstration. What happened?
Sorry, or would they be filled with
Dennis Lee is another free energy advocate who has been struggling to release his different inventions his entire life. In 2009, Dateline NBC showed up to his house.
Hi, how are you? Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
A classic scam, one that's as old as the hills, the so-called Perpetual motion machine.
Soon after Dateline arrived on the scene, Dennis Lee and Chris Hansen had this exchange.
Because you're a lackey for oil companies and other people, and that's what you do.
How could you say that? That's outrageous, Dennis.
Because it's
I'm
what
a lackey
you do.
for oil companies?
On Suppressed Inventions, we will settle the arguments. Is Dennis Lee a fraud? Does a Rife machine work? Can a car run on water? We will travel the world doing experiments and risking our lives in pursuit of one thing: the truth. Is there a hidden hand guiding humanity away from these inventions? Or has the internet just given a voice to loony backyard inventors? We will examine each case on Suppressed Inventions.
What if the company that created carbon paper strips for typewriters suppressed Bill Gates? We wouldn't have computers. It's the same thing with a Rife machine.
They paved paradise, put up a parking lot with a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot.